Acknowledge that we gather on the ancestral lands of the Kuya, Gabrielino Tongva, Kich, and Pachanga peoples. We commit to live in right relations, to love our neighbors, to seek justice and loving kindness, and to walk humbly upon this land. We recognize our oneness so that we may decolonize our minds and set each other free from the pain of racism and violence, to live better as Great Spirit intended, in harmony with nature and with one another. So once again, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How y'all doing this morning? Great, excellent, glad to hear that. And good morning to Earl and Denise joining us online and all the other folks joining us online. Good morning to all of you here in the room. I want to take a moment to silence those cell phones, so make sure those are quiet for us. Thank you very much. And this morning, we want to dedicate this morning's service to our beloved Wendy Eads, who made her transition on Friday. I believe it was some kind of a heart event that she had on Friday morning. So we do honor her. She has been a longtime member here at Riverside CSL, and so we dedicate this morning's service in her memory and in her honor. So, all right. So before we get started, we know that love lives here at Riverside CSL, yes?
Yes.
We know that love lives here at Riverside CSL, yes?
Yes.
Thank you. And together we rise, yes? So let's say it. Together we rise. Even though the banner fell down. I don't know what that's about, but the banner fell down, but together we rise. Okay? All right, so let's say our focus statement this morning, shall we? And then we'll get into the more singing and dancing. Sound good? Yay. Yes? All right. We're going to need a lot of participation today because we got home last night after midnight, which is after 3 a.m. on the East Coast. So we've had coffee, we've had sugar, and we're still going to need participation, okay? All right, so say it with all the what? The D's for Delaware. Okay, Ed wants to say it with all the D's for Delaware. So give me some D's aside from Delaware.
Delicious.
Delicious, delightful, dynamic, dedication, dynamite, divine, doodah. All right, here we go.
Doodah day.
We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. Yes, indeed, we do. So I invite you to stand and let's sing and get the energy moving around in here. Here we go. This joy.
This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. I don't know why I'm with Dolly right now. This that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world didn't take it away. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. No, no, no. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Love, here we go. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Pride, this pride that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This pride that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This pride that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Peace, this peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Last time, joy. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away.
I'm Constance Stringfellow, one of the licensed spiritual practitioners here at the Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. I will be available after the morning table for a brief moment of prayer in the prayer room located in the lobby. Please don't leave here this morning with anything on your heart. I would love to pray with you and absolutely know that prayer works. There is a candle at the center of the table. I invite you to light it with me now. As we come together in conversation this morning, this candle is a reminder that when two or more are gathered, a greater wisdom is available to us. We experience a deeper love, and our light shines brighter. Now, please allow this music to take you into the stillness, followed by this morning's invocation.
We are one, we are one, we are all one in God. We are love, we are love, we are all the love of God. Beauty surrounds me, falling at my feet as I hear the calling of the Holy One in me. We are whole, we are whole, we are all the wholeness of God. We are strength, we are strength, we are all the strength of God.
Beauty surrounds me, falling at my feet as I hear the calling of the Holy One in me.
We are made,
We are made,
we are made,
we are made,
we are all made of God. We are one, we are one, we are all one in God. Oh, we are, we are, we are, we are, we are,
one in God.
we are, we are,
One in God.
we are, we are, we are one in God. We are.
Yes, we are one in God. Please join me in consciousness, closing your eyes if this is comfortable for you. Moving into the heart space, taking in a deep, intentional breath. Breathing in love and breathing out love. Anchoring in the place of peace and love. Allowing love to guide you. I know that love is all there is, and God is all there is. God is love. God is harmony and wholeness. God is peace and joy. God is beauty. Love keeps the universe in perfect balance. Love is the perfect power within each one of us. It's present in all lives. And I know there's one power, one mind, one source greater than all of us. I'm one with this infinite source. And I know this is my truth. And as I know this is true for me, it is true for everyone, everywhere. And there can be no separation in this oneness. I let go and let God as an act of strength and faith, knowing that love is the answer to every human need. Love heals, it protects, it guides us. Love is the key to happiness, to health, to prosperity, to peace, to joy, and so much more. I know that our hearts are deeply saddened by the loss of our beloved Wendy Eve. I'm sending love to her family, knowing that her spirit is free and soaring as they move through this process. I'm blessing our church family, everyone in this room, everyone everywhere. I'm blessing our music, hospitality, everyone responsible for making this service possible. I know that peace, love, and joy guides and supports us, and we are deeply grounded in the truth of our being. I know that our service unfolds in perfect divine order. I let it be so, and so it is.
Think about it. There must be higher love down in the heart and hidden above. Without it, life is come free. Look at the side, the heart in me. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world, what is fair? We talk blind and we can see, falling behind in what could be. Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Whoa. Bring me a higher love. What's the higher love I keep thinking of? Worlds are turning and we're hanging on, falling first and standing alone. A yearning, and it's really me. There must be something who's feeling me. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world, what is fair? We walk blind and try to see, falling behind to what we could be. Oh, bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Whoa, bring me a higher love. What's that higher love I've been thinking of? I will wait for it. I'm not too late for it. Until then, I'll sing my song to cheer the night along. Bring it. I could light the night up with my soul on fire. I could make the sunshine from this pure desire. Let me feel that love is over me. Let me feel some strong could be me. Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Whoa, bring me a higher love. Whoa, bring me a higher love.
Yes, indeedy. All right. So, hi, everybody, again. There's a few more of you. Good to see you. More of you online, too. Good to see you, too. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us. All right. So, truth or consequences? How many of you have heard this phrase before? Yes. Dare I ask how many of you actually watched the TV show back in the day? All right. Yes. All right. Shh. Right? Yeah. It was a TV show. Predominantly, I mean, there were several hosts, but one of the hosts, the longest-running host, was Bob Barker before he joined The Price is Right. Yeah, The Price is Right. So it was Bob Barker, right? And so the show, for those of us who didn't see the show, and I'm in that group, for those of us who didn't see it, the show predominantly, it was a quiz show that the contestants had to answer questions in like 2 seconds. They had to tell the truth. They had to answer in like 2 seconds before Beulah the buzzer went off and buzzed them. And Beulah the buzzer, I listened to it, sounded like a dying cow. At least that was my, right? It was just like this cow. So I was like, oh my gosh, and that, I guess Beulah is a good name for the buzzer, because it's just like this poor cow is just like put it out of its misery already. So at any rate, they had to do that. And if they didn't answer the question, or they got the answer wrong, then they had to face the consequences. And the consequences were always some kind of a fun prank or a fun stunt that the audience would join in laughter or uproarious laughter. So people quickly decided that it was actually more fun to get the answer wrong and then, participate in the prank and what have you. So when we look at these truth or consequences, the way it worked is like the truth was good, but failure was even more fun, because then you got to do the prank. And so that was a lot more fun. And so this playfulness of truth or consequences was a playful way of playing with and exploring the law of cause and effect, right? It was a fun way of playing with the law of cause and effect, because what we know is that for every cause, there is an effect, right? So something happens, there's always an effect to it. So I want to preface this by, we're going to have a little bit of fun today, and I'm also going to challenge you to work today, okay? So we're gonna do a little bit of both, all right? So before I go any further, though, since Mom is here and honoring Mom today, there were two things about truth that she always told Michelle and I. She's like, the first one was, always tell the truth, because if I catch you lying, the consequences are going to be far worse than if you had just told me the truth. So that was number one about that, right? So truth or consequences, the consequences for the truth were always much easier than the consequences would be if we were caught lying. The second one about truth is always tell the truth, because if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything, because you don't have to remember the lie, right? You don't have to remember the story that you made up. So there's a little bit of levity in this telling the truth, and what we're doing is we're going to face the truth today. We're going to face the truth here this morning, right now, and then we're going to face the truth at 1 o'clock when we have our community meeting, all right? So we're facing the truth. We're looking at the truth. We're looking at the transparency of it all, and we're going to have a good time while doing it. So, like I said, I'm going to need some active participation today, okay? So, law of cause and effect. I want you to tell me about the law of cause and effect. What is it? What do you know about the law of cause and effect? Cause and effect. Basic, simple stuff. Creative process. Let's go. Action and reaction. The law of cause and effect. There's an action, and then there's a reaction, or a response even. What else? Where there's an effect, there's a cause. Alan? An event will affect the outcome, and if the event did not occur, the outcome couldn't occur either, right? All right, good. What goes around comes around. Good old karma, slapping you in the butt, right? What you do comes back to you, right? What we put out there comes back. What else? Equal and opposite. So it's an equal and perhaps an opposite reaction, right? What? Yeah, basic law of physics, exactly. What else do we know about the law? Yes, today is the effect of yesterday's causes. Snaps for that one. Thank you. All right. Okay, practitioners, long time people of religious science, science of mind. People there at home, I know you're watching. Give me something. What do you know about the law of cause and effect? How about the law is an irrespecter of persons, right? It doesn't care, right? If you plant a rose or if you plant a tomato, it does not care what you plant, right? Nor does it care who plants it, does it? Nope, right? Convicted felon could plant it. An angel could plant it. It doesn't matter, right? The law is going to accept it, the law is going to receive it, and the law is going to then create the effect, right? So it works for all, right? It works for all, whether we believe it or not. I love that section in, or that paragraph in section 3, or page, or chapter 3, whatever that is. The third thing, right? Where Ernest says, the law works whether you believe it or not, and you believing that it doesn't work is actually proof that it does work by not working, right? So it's actually proof that it's still working because you believe it doesn't work, so it's not going to work for you, but it does work because it's not working, because you believe it's not working, right? It's crazy how that works. I know, whoa, deep, right? Whoa, right? Oh, that Ernest. And we know that whether it's conscious or unconscious, we consciously use the law and we unconsciously use the law. Again, the law doesn't care whether it's conscious or unconscious, but if it's conscious, then what? We can change it, right? So conscious thought perhaps has more power than unconscious thought because we have the ability to change it. We have the ability to create. We have the ability to set our intention and attention. And what we place our intention and attention on does what? It manifests and it expands, right? What we place our intention and attention on expands. So as I've told you years ago, I'm going to plant the seed again today. Yellow cars, right? And tomorrow goes, oh God, now I'm going to have to see yellow cars the entire week. Right? That we don't think about yellow cars, but yellow cars exist. We just don't think about them very often. We don't place our attention or intention on them. But when we set the intention this week to notice all the yellow cars in our lives, in addition to the school buses that may be running or whatever, then guess what's going to happen? We're going to see all the yellow cars, right? All the yellow cars on the road. Excuse me. So, yes, there we go. Thank you, Earl. The law is neutral. Yes, Earl, thank you. The law is neutral. So what we set our intention and attention on expands. So how are we doing with the creative process? We feeling good about the creative process? We kind of know how it works. We know how it works in our lives, yes? Yes? All right, thank you. Thank you, Dorcel. All right, we know how it works in our lives. So we know how it works on an individual basis. That it is done to us as we believe, to the degree that we believe it, and the minute that we believe it, right? We talked about the as a couple weeks ago, right? Remember, back that as up? All right. So, the as, we talked about the as, so it's done as we believe. So, what happens in a group situation? Tell me about a group situation. How does that work? The strongest force prevails, and the strongest voice prevails, perhaps, right? How else does it work? Crickets, man, crickets. It just takes one to change the consciousness. Love that. It's the one with the biggest ass. Yep. So, when we are talking about the law of cause and effect and how we use this in groups, with groups, is frequently we have common values, yes? We talked about values a couple weeks ago. So we have these communal values, and our communal values inform our communal beliefs, and we come together. We have perhaps similar experiences, or even if we have different experiences, we have a common or a communal value, we have a communal belief, we have a collective consciousness and a collective unconsciousness. When we talk about collective consciousness and unconsciousness, we are talking about the collective consciousness or the collective race consciousness, race being the human race, that we are talking about the human race, the collective unconscious, which is the holder of everything for all time, all the way back, right? All human thought is deposited into this pool that Ernest Holmes called the race consciousness, or what is also called the collective unconsciousness, right? And so when we as a group can agree on value, and we can agree on belief, and we can agree on intention and attention, then we come together, and we come together unified around something. We come together unified around a goal. We come together unified around a belief. We come together unified around what it is that we would like to see in the world, yes? That's why we have the what we believe statements. That's why we have the global vision statement here at Centers for Spiritual Living. That these are the common beliefs that we at Centers for Spiritual Living, as we are part of this organization, these are the common beliefs that we hold, the we believe statements. And the global vision, this is the common vision that we hold, so that we together as a people, as a group, can stand for something and advocate for something and have passion for something. Yes? So when the consciousness is collective, when there is the collective consciousness all working in the same direction, then because there is an intention and attention, and it is conscious, not unconscious, when it is conscious, then we have the power to create greater effect because we have the power to be a greater cause in the world. Correct? Does that make sense, how that works? And remember, my beloveds, that the law is irrespective of people. The law does not care who uses it or how it's used. Think about that for a second. The law also responds when we're doing more than just thoughts and prayers. Sitting on a meditation cushion, thoughts and prayers, right? Because the law also invites us to do what? To step into action. Yes, prayer, spiritual mind treatment, meditation, all that is an action. And it requires more than that, does it not? And we are guided by our values. We are guided by our beliefs. We are guided by our common unity, community. We are guided by that common unity, those common goals, those common ideas, to advance truth, to advance love, to advance peace, to advance equity and wholeness, compassion and abundance. We are called to advance it, not just saying, I live in an abundant universe. Not just saying, my universe is peaceful. Not just saying, I am the power and presence of love. It has to start there. but there has to be action. There has to be activity behind it. Ernest said, treat and move your feet, right? Treat and move your feet, meaning do a spiritual mind treatment and move your feet. Because guess what, my beloveds? There's a lot of people out there praying for what they want. Well, there's those that are not moving their feet, that we're just praying for what we want. Then there's a whole group of people that are praying for what they want, coming together as a collective around values that they hold, around beliefs that they hold, and guess what? They're willing to take action. Guess what? They're willing to elect school board members in Temecula. Fortunately, he just got recalled. But he's also going to run again, the president of the school board in Temecula. The minute it's certified, the recall is certified, he's going to run again. He's already announced that he's going to run again. There are beloveds who pray for what they want, have beliefs, have values, and are willing to take action by making sure that the 10 Commandments are in every school, in every classroom, from pre-K all the way through university in the state of Louisiana. That's happened. So, beloveds, my beloveds, my beloveds, is sitting in this room hoping and praying and wishing effectively getting the message out, effectively promoting, advocating, speaking to equity, inclusion, diversity, oneness, wholeness. Yes, it starts here, but if it only ends right here at the door or right here on Sunday morning, and it doesn't carry outward in a collective way, we have these situations. So what are we going to do, my beloveds? What are we going to do? Because remember, the law doesn't care. So if the law doesn't care what is being created, who's creating, why don't we create? Why don't we get in there, dig in, and take some action? Dig in and consciously become aware of what it is that we stand for, what it is that we advocate, what it is that our values are, and we can create not only the world that we envision, but it starts here within our own community, does it not? So, of course, it starts within ourselves, but it starts within our own community. So, the questions that you have for today, truth and consequences, the questions that you have for today to discuss at the table here are, as a community, what are our common values? What are our common values? Then, what are we creating as a community? Based on those values, based on those beliefs, what are we creating as a community for our community, right? And then, what actions, and this is important, what actions are we willing to take to strengthen our community based on these values, these common values that we share? Good? So I told you we're going to play a little bit. And then I told you I was going to challenge you. So now's the challenge part, okay? So I'm going to invite you to go to tables, and the questions are, what are our common values? What are we creating as a community? And what actions are we willing to take to strengthen our community based on these values? All right? And for those of you joining us online at home there on Facebook or YouTube, I invite you to jump into the Zoom room here for our discussion, our Zoom table, roundtable discussion here. So go ahead and jump on in to the Zoom room. The Zoom meeting ID is there on your screen. Go ahead and sign in, and I will see you there. And we'll see all of you back here in about 20 minutes. All right, here we go. Is this one working too? Yeah, I know this one is, but I just want to make sure that this guy's on too. All right, so we're going to come over here and let's hear what you've come up with. Allie, let's go with you. What you
Okay.
came up with for your discussion at the table today.
So a lot of our common values, we looked at it both within our community as well as outreach. So we want to make sure that everyone within the community feels confident and in a safe space to be their authentic self, and that we are getting to know each other well enough to know what do you want to affirm for, and also are we letting people know about everything we have going on here, like our book club, like the classes, and getting very specific towards what the community is hoping to achieve. And then as far as outreach, we do outreach to food banks and then also foster care. And one of the things we said is to not just give fish, but to also teach people to fish. Are we handing out pamphlets? Are we talking them to know what are their biggest hang-ups? Are we creating a program? Are we giving them excerpts of Ernest Holmes in addition to food?
Great, wonderful, thank you. Thank you, Allie. All right, let's come over here to Marty's table.
What we talked about was common values: respect, service, diversity, equality, love, personal responsibility, truth, kindness, integrity, stewardship, and learning. All of those things we touched on as far as common values. As far as community, we're creating a community that's open, kind, welcoming. We do outreach. We make connections. Action steps, get involved with leadership, make connections. An example of that is the morning table. Be an example and making time for other people. So that's what we talked about.
Great, thank you. All right, and Chester, or Chester's table.
Chester's table. Okay, well, we discussed our common values of safety in a world that works for everyone. And this is mine, separation of church and state. So, so what are we creating? And we creating a safe place to be. We're creating inclusion, equanimity, respect, thinking what we want, and freedom to be yourself. And I came up with an action that we're willing to take, and we're going to make T-shirts that says, "Love is the answer," and we're going to wear them everywhere.
All right, there we go. I have a way of doing that, actually, so there we go. All right. Earl, do you want to pop on here and just share briefly something that we talked about? No signal detected. Oh, it's coming back on. Hold on one second, Earl. There he is. Can we hear you? Why can't we hear him? One second, Earl. Okay.
Okay, can you hear me? So one of the things that I kind of talked about, and this was just pretty much, Earl's belief, not anybody else. I think the common value that we have basically is our statement, we embolden people to live their highest potential. However, I feel that there is a level of fear to simplicity of what that looks like. I also think that I made a commitment to myself for 6 months to just say, okay, regardless of what it looks like, what it tastes like, what it smells like, I'm all in. And so all in means for me is believing in the truth that we are taught, not having one toe in, one toe out, but being totally all in and not being attached to how the manifestation is going to come, but just knowing that it is. And even in those moments when I feel there's a moment of doubt or hesitation, my mantra is, I'm all in. I'm all in. So, and be willing to take those steps that I feel is uncomfortable. I don't want to keep going on, but I just wanted to kind of surmise it that way, is that all in. And I think that that's what the community shares in common with the belief that we're all in. But sometimes I think that we also share in common the belief or the disbelief that if we commit to being all in, that it's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
Thank you, Earl.
Sure.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that. Yes. Something to think about, huh? So, I want to share with you this. Face the truth or suffer the consequences, right? So, we have the opportunity here today, now, to face the truth, to pay attention to what we are experiencing. It's not necessarily truth with a capital T truth. It could be truth with a small t. But if we turn our back on it and we ignore what's going on, we ignore a situation, we ignore anything, we will suffer the consequences of that because we are not actively participating, right? However, if we face the truth with a capital T truth, then by facing the truth with a capital T truth, then we step into a greater yet to be. We step into a united consciousness that then creates better outcomes, that then creates better consequences, does it not? So we have the opportunity to see the small t, not deny it, not go, no, right? Not deny it, see the small t, pay attention to it, and then bring the capital T to it. Bring the capital T. That's what we're bringing to it. So the way Bob Barker always used to end his truth or consequences was with this phrase: hoping all of your consequences are happy ones. And so it is. So I invite you to take out that which you're choosing to contribute this morning and briefly hold it over your heart space there. Give it a silent blessing, and then place it into the silver receptacle in the center of the table. You may also choose to contribute online via text to give at 951-419-5858, or you can go to our website, riversidecsl.org, and contribute there. Hit the word, or click on the word contribute. All right, so let us say this, let's extend our hands to the center of the table, into the center of the conversation, at the heart of who we are, and let us say this affirmation together. I give and receive freely and generously. With an open heart and an open mind, the universe responds to me in kind. I know that my beloved community is richly blessed, and so it is.
I've been staring at the world, waiting. I've been looking for a change lately. All the the trouble, all the pain we're facing. Someone's gotta be the light. Too much light to be living in the dark. Where we going, we ain't getting any far. Why waste time? We only got one life. And don't you know it starts today? And baby, no, it's not too late. It begins with you and I. Together we can be the change. So go on, let your heart burn bright, and watch it catch like a wildfire. I believe in you and I. Together we can be the change. Whoa, oh, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh. Together we can be the change. So many hearts around the world breaking. If I only got one chance, I'll take it. Let my voice be the trumpet that can say it.
Someone's gotta be the hope, someone's gotta be the love.
Too much light to be living in the dark. Where we going, we ain't getting very far. Why waste time? We only got one life, life. Don't you know it starts today? And baby, no, it's not too late. It begins with you and I. Together we can be the change. You know it heart burn bright, and watch it catch like a wildfire. I believe in you and I. Together we can be the change. Face it, one chance, we gotta take it. Stand together and change it. Make this world bright. Turn on all the lights. We can be the change. Don't you know it starts today? And baby, no, it's not too late. It begins with you and I. Together we can be the change. So go on, let your heart burn bright, and watch it catch like a wildfire. I believe in you and I. Together we can be the change. Whoa, oh, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh. Together we can be the change. Whoa, oh, oh. Together we can be the change.
Yay, Dana.
All right. So just a few quick announcements here. Today we have our community update at 1 o'clock right here in Johnson Hall. So we will be updating you all on all the latest, and there's an opportunity for questions and answers, and also to share more ideas based on what we shared this morning as well. And then, oops, let me go back. Visioning, our next round of Visioning, A Way of Life. The class starts next week, Saturday at 8 a.m. It goes from 8 till 10:30. Deadline for signing up is this week, Wednesday. So if you are interested in taking the visioning class, go ahead and take a picture of that QR code there and register. And so that starts on Saturday morning. So I wanted to share that with you, that I am teaching that again. And then we have Self-Care Sundays. So next week, Sunday, it's the last Sunday of the month. So Roxanne is featuring Joy of Movement. So Joy of Movement will be downstairs in the community room. And she wants me to make sure that you know that it is not strenuous, high-stepping or anything like that, right? That it is starts with some gentle yoga, some gentle stretching, and then there's some dancing and some there's opportunity to freestyle as well. And then it'll close up with some yoga and stretching again. So it's a nice way to really just kind of get into your body and feel your body and get the movement and things going. So we invite you to join Roxanne next week at 1 p.m. for Joy of Movement. And this will be the last Sunday of every month. So because this month has 5 Sundays, it's next week. All right? And I think that's it. I think that's all I have. So, all right. So I invite our practitioners and core council members to please stand and surround the sanctuary, or surround the space, rather. All right. And so just coming together in consciousness, recognizing here and now there is just one power, one presence, one eternal allness that is the isness, the fullness, the totality of life. And this one is the creator, the maker, the sustainer. This one is love, is joy, is peace, is harmony, is abundance. And all that it is all that it does, and all that happens is a divine emanation, impartation, manifestation of this one life. That it is love and it is law. It is creator and creation. It is the inspiration, that high idea that it puts into the law of itself, the law of its own creation, the law of making the world as it is, and the world as it is yet to be, and it is its beloved creation. So therefore, I know that it is the very who of who I am. It is the very who of each one gathered here is. That we are one with this one, inseparable from it, inseparable from the joy, the harmony, the peace, the abundance, the equanimity, the equity. And that we are endowed with the power and the presence and the ability to use this law intentionally with consciousness. Because consciousness is the ground of all being. It is the very essence of who we are. And because we are made in the image and likeness of this one, we too have the ability to co-create with and as this one. And so I speak my word here and now for this beloved community, recognizing that we co-create. We stand for love. We stand for equity. We stand for abundance and joy and harmony. And not only do we stand for it, we take action. We don't just say the word. We don't just speak the words. We believe them. We live them. We know that we are emboldening people to live their highest potential, and that starts with us. That starts right where we are, within each one of us. And that we do this as a community, that as a community, we are a way shower. We are lifting up the consciousness in our city, in our community, that we step forth and we teach and we share. And we set the example of what it is possible in living, in being all in this teaching, in this faith, in this philosophy, in this way of living, from a place of conscious co-creation, consciously creating, consciously bringing forth love, consciously bringing forth light, consciously bringing forth wholeness, abundance, equality, and equity. And so I give thanks for this community. I give thanks for the willingness of each one to say yes to a greater yet to be, to a greater expansion, to a greater possibility of this community doing our work out into the larger world. One breath, one moment, one idea, one thought, one expression of love at a time. And I am grateful for the commitment of each one, for the sacred yes. And so I release this word into law, knowing it is done, knowing it is so. And together we affirm, and so it is. And so I invite everyone to please stand and let's say this affirmation together. I'll say it first, and you can repeat it after me. Whoops, let's go back. I take responsibility for co-creating my community.
I take responsibility for co-creating community.
I think we can do better than that. I take responsibility
I take responsibility
for co-creating
for co-creating
my community.
my community.
I take responsibility for co-creating my community.
I take responsibility for co-creating my community.
Yes, something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It is this thing called love.
It's this thing called love.
Love is in my mind.
Love is in my mind.
Love is in my body.
Love is in my
Love is in
body.
everything I do.
Love is in everything I do.
I am it. I share it.
I share it.
I receive it.
I receive
And
it.
I move love forward.
Move love forward.
Because
Because
love lives here. Let's sing it.
I know you know it. You can sing it with us. I will stand, stand for love. I will stand, stand for love. 'Cause I know I can be strong for love. Yes, I know I can be strong for love. I will stand, stand for truth. I will stand, stand for truth. Yes, I know I can be strong for truth. I will know I can be strong for truth. I will stand, stand for joy. I will stand, stand for joy. 'Cause I know I can be strong for joy. Yes, I know I can be strong for joy. Let's do peace. I will stand, stand for peace. I will stand, stand for peace. 'Cause I know I can be strong for peace. Yes, I know I can be strong for peace. God, I will stand, stand for God. I will stand, stand for God. Yes, I know I can be strong for God. Yes, I know I can be strong for God. Yes, I know I can be strong for God. Have a great Sunday. We love you guys.